2024. I'm here with Jeanette from Gridless. Gridless is an amazing technology, amazing solution for things happening in West Africa, in other parts of the world that don't normally get energy infrastructure build out. So Jeanette, could you please tell us a little bit about Gridless and the innovative technology that you're dealing with here?
Thank you very much. So basically, Gridless is a company that's mining Bitcoin in Africa, and we're using renewable energy that's stranded in rural Africa to mine Bitcoin. So to give some detail to this is we have quite a number of mini grids in Africa whereby they're generating electricity, but there's excess power. So this excess power is what we call stranded electricity, which means it's not being monetized, it's produced every day. As we say, the river doesn't sleep, but a human being sleep. So if it's a hydro site, it means they are generating electricity, and at the end of the day, they're not making money out of it. So what Gridless does is go in and then partner with the mini grid partner and basically monetize that stranded energy. And how does this then come into play? So basically, for Gridless, we mine Bitcoin. For the mini grid partner, they're able to monetize the stranded energy. And then for the community, then the outreach keeps on growing. So you find it's what I call a win-win-win relationship.
It really is. And the after effects, the things that are happening way down the line for places in Africa that once never had the ability to turn the lights on at night, it's really changing the world. And I see a future in the coming years, 20, 30 years from now, where communities in Africa are
Right.
competing on the global stage because they're just as smart, just as knowledgeable, and they now have the ability to spend more time thinking about their future because they're no longer spending all this extra energy to do things that, we've been outsourcing to other parts that electricity has been taking care of for us.
That's quite spot on because one of the things we believe energy is the basis of human development. So the things that some of the areas we've seen changes is basically think of students in school who've been studying using paraffin lamps, which are bad for their sight and also bad for their lungs because they're breathing in paraffin fumes. Now, these students are able to study under electricity, which means they are able to compete with children who live in the cities who have access to electricity. Think about things like vaccinations. So you have health centers that didn't have access to electricity, which means they did not have a refrigerator to hold the vaccines. So these kids don't get vaccinated, or if you have to get them vaccinated, then you have to go for a long, drive to be able to get that sorted out. So again, what does that tell you? A healthier population. And then the other thing is basically economic development because now we have schools, grocery stores, hospitals, gas stations, GSM base stations that are able now to get powered up, and that area definitely there's economic development. And you move from a space where people close shop by 5 p.m. because it's dark and not secure to a space where I can run my shop till 10 p.m. or I can run a 24-hour economy. So that's quite exciting to see that kind of ripple effect where as we help the mini grids monetize the stranded power, in return, then the community is getting a better outreach in terms of electricity, and whether it's from a household perspective or whether it's from a commercial perspective.
It's absolutely incredible. You're changing people's lives. You're really bringing up a new generation of people that are going to be able to compete, like I said, on the global stage. It creates this beautiful circle that feeds in on itself, bringing back a beautiful nation or a beautiful country with so much energy, so much rich culture, so many people that could actually play a huge role in the future and what we could do in this world.
Yeah, and actually, when you think about it, the Africa energy transformation, there's a lot of potential in Africa because Mother Africa is endowed when it comes to renewable energy. So think of solar, think of hydro, think of geothermal, think of biomass. I mean, name it, we all have it. So it's just a matter of more players coming into the space and working together towards this good cause. Because it's sad that 600 million Africans do not have access to electricity. That's like 2/3% of our population. Yet globally, it's 1 million. So you can see the biggest chunk is sitting in Africa. So how do we now make this change that Africa actually opens up because they have access to energy? right?
Well, you're making it happen. You're doing Satoshi's work, the Lord's work, and you're changing people's lives.
Exactly. And I think what's exciting us now in Gridless is, unlike before where our focus was buy of last resort, we are now moving to a new aspect where we want to start leveraging Bitcoin, which is a deflationary asset, against the US dollar, which is an inflationary asset. And out of that, you're able now to build new energy, which again connects homes and communities. And then you also use the same energy to generate new Bitcoin, right? So we're moving towards an angle where we now start focusing on energy development to hasten the process more than waiting for other people to develop energy and then we'll buy the stranded energy. Yeah. So that's exciting.
It's very exciting.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see your growth and see what you guys are able to do. And I'm excited to see what the future for Africa and the world really looks like when you guys are able to, on a full scale, compete with nations like the United States.
Yeah, the future for Africa is bright. So we just need to light it up. And I believe when energy gets, everybody gets access to electricity, then development is automatic. So you're going to see prosperity coming out of Africa.
Absolutely. It's going to happen. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you too for having me here.